Hey, welcome back to Joe and Tell. This is Joe and his lovely wife. We are out on the deck, not the porch.
Look what
deck.
we found.
Yeah, with on another date video, and
we're on a date. You're solo.
we have a new addition to the family. Yeah, we bit the bullet and got a puppy. We got him from our local stray and rescue. We went to go see him, and of course the kids fell in love immediately.
It was all happenstance. We didn't actually go to the stray and rescue. We found out about a foster.
Oh yeah,
that had it
from stray and rescue.
And yeah.
Yeah, so we went to go see, and the kids, of course, loved him. He ran up and immediately started licking my daughter's face, and so we talked about it a little bit, very little bit, and decided to go for it. So
he was too good to pass up.
That's right. So this is Lando.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh. Nice to meet you. Hi out there. I'm Lando. I'm a cool dog. You better believe it.
So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with him, despite not being a dog family before. We are definitely a dog family now, and I've never seen her quite like this with any animal.
Well, we've, you know, I may have mentioned you should light that up while I give my backstory.
I don't want to do that with.
Oh,
him
you want to finish our introduction? So we have this fella, and I will explain why it's our first for me at least.
And while you do that, I'll take him out.
Okay.
And then that way you can.
There you go.
Talk about it, and then I'll come back and have a cigar.
Okay.
Come here, buddy. Oh, you're a good boy.
Say
bye.
bye. Bye.
It's been fun. I'll see you later.
Is that your Lando, official Lando voice?
I think so. Even though he's a puppy, it seems a little bit adult. I had an old English sheepdog. My parents had gotten him when I was very small, like probably within the first year of my existence. And then I had him for 15 years. So he was the kind of dog that would, as you were rolling off the couch, use his nose to make sure you didn't fall. Always fetching, always protecting. And because he was a sheepdog, you know, his role would have been, in a normal situation and not a household pet, to herd sheep. And so he was very protective and very herding. Always following and making...
Herding, not hurting.
Herding.
He wasn't always hurting.
Herd, not hurt. Herd with a D. Just always like making sure we were okay, or like following us around, and kind of, he was just a protector. So, you know, I'm sure I went through my years. Yeah. And I'm sure I went through years where I was like, oh, I don't want to take care of the dog. But for the most part, he was with me my entire upbringing. That's a problem. Well. And tragically didn't get to live until he passed. He was hit by a truck, which was devastating and sad. And then after that, we had outdoor animals, but nothing that I was willing to get attached to. So I kind of resolved that nothing would take his place-ish, and it has been a good amount of years. So it's kind of like if you've been burnt by a relationship, well, sure, you're like, oh, I'm never opening my heart. And
you've been hurt,
right?
And you don't want to. And like when we got married, I had 2 cats. You're highly allergic to cats. You also apparently hate cats, which I did not know.
Hate is a strong term. I don't hate them.
They passed away shortly after we got married. She swears she has nothing to do with it. But we haven't had any pets since for quite a while then. Probably like at least 9 years.
Yeah, we tried a couple of betta fish, or beta, or I don't know how you say it, when the kids were younger. Like, everybody was like, you've got to let your children experience a pet. Which we don't disagree, but it was just like, I don't know. I feel like this is the first moment that it seemed to make sense. Because, I mean, we got married. We had child. We had my going to college. There's just so much stuff. So it just didn't seem like the right time to add a thing.
Yeah.
We were, you know, trying to get pregnant with a second baby, and like, I don't know, there's just never a good time. And then you move into a new house and you're like, well, I'm not going to buy a dog and put it in a new house because everything feels new and nice. And
this wasn't a good time either. Like we were both like, after we made the choice, we were kind of looking at each other and like, what the heck did we just do? And you even said, life is finally calming down. What are we doing? And
Yeah.
you know, praise the Lord, it hasn't been terrible. I know you've been really good with him, and he is attached to you like crazy. But
I think that's also some maternal instinct. I mean, I think
No.
it's a, you know, a
Well, and-
female's role is to
and-
nurture and care. And
the person who what was it? They what was the lady that we adopted her
the
from?
foster.
Yeah, the
mom?
foster mom was a female.
Mhm.
And so I think that was what got him used to that kind of
And
female.
kudos to
figure.
her. She was phenomenal
Yeah.
in terms of like already working on training. Like, you know, we didn't adopt him until 10 weeks. Do you want to pause that?
Uh,
What is her problem?
He's biting. He wants out here.
And you don't want him out here because of
Oh,
that?
I don't care.
Oh, why'd you? That's fine.
Okay. So I'll just next
When
time
she comes back,
yeah.
yeah. Anywho, what was I talking about?
She did a great job.
Oh, we got him at 10 weeks, and he was already, you could tell, like, had some sort of information fed to him.
Well, he
and
could
then-
already sit and lay
Right.
down,
Yeah.
and he was mostly potty trained. And
Yeah, I
here
mean,
comes
even if
again.
he wasn't, we quickly worked really hard to make sure we got him outside anytime we thought he was going to go to the bathroom. We still do, but he's been really great. Poop especially. Like, I know it's kind of gross to say
He's a great
poop.
pooper.
He's a good pooper. But when he has to poop, like, he literally has gone to the door
Yeah.
since we've had him, really. I mean, I don't even know if we've ever, I don't know.
And if we look distracted, it's my daughter let him back out on the deck, which is fine. But
Yeah,
we're
she's
just
just
keeping an
going
eye
back
on him.
and forth with having him in and then shutting him out and then having him. So what are you doing now?
See if he wants to go back in.
Well, you're either gonna have to keep him in or out. We're not opening the door 100,000 times.
He keeps coming. He keeps
At
coming.
this point, the dog is easier than our child. Just let him in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He keeps coming.
Okay.
Okay. Eating it.
it's fine. Close the curtain. Okay, so
That also kind of,
the dog is easier than our children.
it's a segue into what we knew and most parents will face when your kids beg you and want a pet. They want a dog, they want a cat, they want a whatever it is. We were fully aware that they would be minimal
Yeah.
in the care of that animal.
Yeah.
And that's what has prolonged it, I feel like, for us.
Mhm.
Because I started a new job not long ago that is really demanding. My hours are long. Like, I knew I wasn't going to be that person on the day.
I'm
you
a little scared when school starts back up because
Yeah.
everybody's gone and then I'm here. So it'll
You
just
can do it.
be me and him. But
He's
yeah,
crate
you know-
trained, which is like super too, because he doesn't mind going in his crate. And then
Yeah.
if you can't be visually watching him all the time, that's not too shabby. It's a little fort.
well, and like even our son was like kind of, we were having him do some things during the day and stuff, and
He goes back and forth.
yeah, but he was at one point overwhelmed and burnt out, and I'm like, buddy, have either of us woken?
Have we woken you up?
Have we woken you up
Have you had to wake up?
at like 3 a.m. or midnight? Well, he hasn't had sleep yet, but
Have
you
you,
know, like
moved out of
in
your
the-
room at midnight?
in the middle of the night, have you had to get up, or have we woken you up to take the dog out and go potty because he's whining in his crate? No, we do that, and mostly you.
But we
But-
were really clear too about like, okay, if we are doing this thing, like it is an all family responsibility.
Mhm.
And I've had to tell myself multiple times in my own brain, like, this isn't just your responsibility. This isn't just your like,
Right.
it's okay to go away. It's okay to not be the one to do X, Y, Z. And we don't put high expectations on the kids because clearly they're kids and they can, really.
We
their
give
own-
them the
but-
responsibility that they are capable of,
Right.
totally capable of handling, even if they say they're not.
Yes. All right. 18-year-old is fully capable because, he should be able to
He's
do
an adult.
all kinds of things.
Yes, he
according
sh- he
to his
should.
rule book.
Yeah.
Now our 10-year-old, there's grace because we knew I'll pet him and love him and then pass him off. She's like the grandparent of pet ownership. She will
This
love
is
on him,
Grammy.
give him treats,
Give him-
and
yeah.
then pass him to someone else for
Here's
all
your
the hard part.
butterscotch.
Yes, it is like, I will give you the toys and treats, and then I don't want to take care of you.
Yeah.
It's a
All
grandparent.
right, go back to your mommy and daddy.
Maybe we'll call her Grandma, Lando Grammy.
But yeah, no, he's certainly fond of you, and it's been interesting. Like I said at the start of the video, I had cats, and I always had cats growing up, and so that was like a no-brainer for me. Um, I had a dog when I was really little for a very short amount of time because he kept digging underneath the fence and to get out, and so
Bring him
we had to get rid of him. But so this is the first dog.
We'll leave all this footage in here of what this looks like because as she smashes him in the door.
But anyway,
Okay,
this is
go away. He's out here. Leave him alone.
this is the first time I've had a dog of my own that's like legitimately ours, and so it's a different
I feel like
experience.
he's in. What is that?
He's eating.
Lando. Come here. Yeah.
Good
drop
boy.
It. Here.
He's eating. That's another thing that cats don't do, but dogs
Eat
do.
everything. Yeah.
Dogs eat just anything and everything. We have big old fresh piles of deer poop back behind
So
us.
frustrating.
And yeah, if we just let him go, he will just munch on that all day.
I mean, when you think of it, I had to talk our kids off the ledge because
Mhm.
they were freaking out about it too. But it's like, okay, really, what do deers eat? They're not carnivores, so they're eating like grass and I mean, they're eating natural product.
Yeah,
it's just like the theory of it is like
it's just kind of gross.
don't eat
yeah.
feces.
Well, then you let him lick your face, and that's kind of gross because he's.
Sometimes I like lick
He's-
and stick deer poop to my face, and then I let him eat
Well,
it off. It's
yeah.
like, I love you. Eat that deer poop.
No, my point being is he eats poop and he licks his own areas, and then he licks your face.
Well, the kids touch things and then put their hands in their mouth or up their nose, and that who knows how many butts have been on their fingers.
And I don't let them touch me either.
I do. I let them touch me all the time.
I know.
I know.
But so what has he got? Oh, he's
The
got the
rug.
rug. You want to go
It's
grab?
fine. No, it's just all outside. Who cares? He's fine.
So, I'm not like completely new to dogs. Like I said,
You're
I
not
had
nude to dogs.
right. I had one when I was a kid, and like my family growing up, we grew up on a lot of land, and my brother was a hunter, so he would go coon hunting and fox and coyote and all that stuff, and so he always had hunting dogs. And I remember he had a dog.
Now that would be the purpose of that would be for them to sniff stuff out for you.
Yeah, they would like basically
I was curious.
they would like tree a coon. Like they would chase a raccoon up a tree
Oh, I see.
and then bark until
And then you,
and then he would
as
go
a hunter, catch that
he
coon
would
by
go up
like
there
going
and
and shooting it out
shoot
of the
it.
tree.
Yeah. And so he had a dog, Buck, that he loved, and we had several dogs growing up, and that's when I got my first dog for Christmas. I remember one year, I think we named him Red Ryder after the BB gun, but he kept digging underneath the fence and getting out and stuff, so we had to get rid of him. I only had him for a very short amount of time, but we always had several dogs because of my brother's hunting. We also had a variety of things. He was always bringing home, well, my brother, not the dogs, snakes. So we had like snakes in buckets. We had, yeah, we
not
had
like a pet snake, but like just bringing in a snake.
yeah, from the woods. Yeah,
For what purpose?
because he caught it and he could, and
Would he then like show it to all of you as like prize material and then let
oh,
it
he
go?
he
or,
would
like,
chase us
what
around the
happens
house and
next?
say it was the most venomous snake in the world.
Gosh, I would
And-
be traumatized.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hello, hi. What do you think's wrong with me?
I've been trying to figure it out for 15 years. I have no
now you
idea.
know. Now you know.
No
My-
idea.
My brother. So, and also he traumatized us. He had a pet alligator. I mean, it was like
Oh, like a baby gator?
it was a baby.
Oh, that's cute. How
But-
do you get those?
I don't know.
I've never even heard of
He
that.
probably acquired it illegally.
Hmm.
No, but he would hold it, and it would hiss, and he would chase us around the house with it, and we were terrified. He had a pet piranha, and he would feed it goldfish, and he would turn off all the lights and make us sit there and watch until the piranha ate the goldfish in half.
He sounds like Serengeti Steve, that guy that travels with those big animals and makes kids hold them and then like untraumatize them. But it seems like opposite of
And
right
like
for
kills
you.
them in the middle of holding them.
No, he like makes kids hold a boa constrictor. And,
We're gonna
like,
get over your fears. Slit it,
tarantulas.
cut it, kill, back,
Oh,
get it.
makes it slay it.
Yeah. No, but so like at one point my brother had 2 turkeys.
These are like the most
He had
odd pets. This isn't even like a
quails.
normal.
Yeah, I know, right? We had hermit crabs. We
We could
had
have had a little like Zoo. A zoo in the middle of the Midwest.
Yep.
Like what's that zoo movie? Zoo.
We bought a zoo,
Yeah, that one.
but we just bought enough animals for a zoo.
Right.
So, oh, and then of course, we had cats and dogs, and well,
Those are crazy.
So, all that to say is, I grew up with animals all around me, but never really having to deal with a dog. Lando. Oh, yuck.
Anyway. Yeah, it's hard not to. We ran into a little situation when they took him to his first. I know, that's his baby. Thanks to Aunt Lenny. Aunt Lenny, shout out. His favorite.
Lando. Oh, there
He carries it to his little pet bed.
he's
Space.
sitting
Yeah,
down.
let him go. Let's not even. Don't acknowledge.
Nope. Don't make eye contact.
Don't look at him. Don't wake the bear.
So,
He's laying in the corner. When you guys, so the boys took him to the vet for the first time because myself and our daughter were at an art camp, and so it was kind of up to them. They partnered in to get him there, and so they got all the information on very practical veterinarian type things, which, you know, as a mom that's had a baby, and it's been a long time since I've owned a pet, my instinct is like, give him a cushy little kennel, put all the fluffy things, make it cushy. It's a baby. You know, or feed him when he's hungry. Like, whatever he needs, you're like filling those needs, and it's kind of on their cue is always the way that maternal instincts typically go. But apparently that's not quite what you're supposed to do with a pet, an animal. And guys, I have a really hard time compartmentalizing between an animal and a human baby. You may want to leave and just crate if he's should flip out. Because it just feels like really quickly it feels like a fur baby. You just feel like it's like a little other person in your house. Like, we're at the point, and it's so silly. Also, okay, I'm gonna turn this cigar over so it's not blowing in my face. Here I go on a rabbit trail. But I concluded something prior to our final adoption and also post him in our home. I realized, because I was really like, do you like dogs? You know, do I like dogs? Because every time we're at someone's house or like there's dogs around, you know, it'll come up to kind of lick you or like get your attention. And I'm always kind of like, nah, it's like a real like not full-hearted pet or enjoyment. Because I don't really engage with things I'm not invested in terms of animals. Like, I've never fallen in love with someone else's dog. Like, I don't care about your dog. Like, I don't know why, but like, I don't have that. Now, kids, I'll fall in love with your baby or your kiddo, like, no problem. But animals, I just don't feel like that. But this is the first time that I've like opened my heart to, okay, you're mine and I love you. You're the best dog and you look the cutest. And the other dogs, like, okay, lick me and please go away. Don't hump me. Don't eat my shorts. Don't.
that's what you say to me. That's what you say to me.
Yeah, I'm like, don't hump me. Don't eat my shorts. Don't lick my face. Don't go. You know, don't sit at my feet and beg.
Oh,
like,
please. Please, can I eat your shorts?
That's the most uncomfortable thing though, when you're like around and someone's dog starts humping your leg and you're like, "Arr."
What is Uncle?
I know. I was
Cousin
gonna say
Eddie
it's the
says he's like,
Christmas thing. Just let him go.
yeah, it's like it's best if he lays into your car. Just let him ride it out.
But it's always like, what do I do in this situation? They got that red wiener coming out. It's so
Oh.
disgusting. I know, it's gross. Anyway,
Okay.
I was just saying, like, up until we adopted Lando, like, I really, like, I'm kind of indifferent because I thought maybe I didn't even want any pets because I see other people's animals and, like, they come up to get a pet or lick you or whatever. And I'm always like, but really inside, I'm like, you can go away. I don't love, so then
Sure.
I question myself, like, maybe you don't like pets? But when it's your doggy, there's just something about that.
Yeah, and he is a like I don't have any experience to speak to, but he's a good puppy.
I can
And
say
the-
we've hit the jackpot compared to all the nightmare stories people decided was a good idea to tell me before we brought him home.
And the vet, he said, he's like, I've done this for a long time. I've seen a lot of animals. He goes, you guys have got a good dog here. He's like, I would tell you if you didn't, but you've got a great dog, and he's super smart. He's going to challenge you because he's confident. But that's a good thing. And so if you guys are consistent in your patterns and your training and all that, he goes, you'll have a great dog.
The people that have come in contact with him, like, and this isn't like a, because we had nothing to do with it. No genetics, no whatever. But, and we're not like fooling ourselves that we're going to get into the doggy teen years and he's going to do everything a normal teenager would do and test us and do a bunch
He's going to think he's right.
Right.
Always.
He's going to get in the car and try to drive away.
Yeah.
Joneses, look out. But I do think
I used
that,
to love that.
I know, it was good. Everyone that's come in contact though is surprised, and I have actually been surprised because I've been around my friends that have had puppies or new dogs or whatever, and I'm like, dang, I never wanted to do this ever in my whole life. But like your mom and sister came by and we let him in the house and they didn't even know he was in there. He literally like walked in and walked up to where they were, and it was like, oh, I didn't even know you were in here, because most of the time when you think about a puppy, the door opens and they're like,
Yeah. It's like
and
your
that's
dad.
the thing yes. No. Aw, only when he first met you. He doesn't have the energy to be like that anymore.
No, you're right.
It's more like,
Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
But I was thankful he's not. But I think too, it's because we get him out. We, like all of us with the energy, I think we run him out on the right times, and then he comes in and he chills out. Either way, yeah, he is a cool dog. He's mellow.
Well, and our schedule too, like we get up fairly early, so I think that helps. And like a lot of people get a brand new dog, and then like the dog's up at 5, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to take the dog out. He's gonna have an accident,
right?
And so it kind of just aligns with our schedule already,
Yep.
and so that's nice. Like I said, I'm a little concerned about school year starting back up, and him being.
I think it'll be fine, because what we were talking about too is like there's a good amount of interaction prior to everyone going to school, and then our oldest comes home like not super late.
He's pretty early.
Yeah, I mean he'll be home and be able to get out there, and then I set a goal every year to try to be home an hour after school lets out.
How's that going for you?
I don't know. I'm hoping this year is better, because it's usually like 4 hours after school.
Yeah, it's like, when's mom gonna be home? Well, school was out 4 hours ago.
We ate dinner and we're nearing breakfast, but we're hoping she'll show up for that.
Yeah.
No, every year I hope to get a little bit better. So anyway,
and
I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, we will. But
yeah. I don't know if I finished my thought on the vet stuff, but we had all this fluffy stuff. And, then professionals come in, and I forget that dogs are animals. They're not humans, but you get so close to them. And that's what took me on the rabbit trail. When they're yours, all of a sudden it's a member of your family. Like now it feels weird, like just like it did when we had our daughter. Like I can't imagine us not having her in our home. It would feel like very empty, like there's a void. And
something's
now
missing, yeah.
It feels like that. It's like there would be something missing, like if he's not with us. And so they become a part of your family, and I want to, as a mom, make everything comfortable and lovely and like the best. And my daughter follows suit because she's got maternal instincts, whether she's old enough for them or not. Like you're built with.
She wants to just be like you.
Yes, we're very similar. We have very emotional hearts, and we're very passionate people, and we don't want to hurt anyone. So we got home post vet day, and the boys had done things that the vet recommended, suggested, said was the best to do. But for us, we were like, what is happening?
It was like trauma.
It was. I handled it a little bit more tastefully.
Oh my gosh, our daughter was hysterical.
Yes, internally I was like, I can't believe you guys are the most horrific, like you guys have no heart.
All we did was the vet's like, get all the toys and bedding out of his crate. He's like, God gave the dog everything it needs, and he just lays on the ground. He's fine. And he goes, I cannot tell you how many times I have removed bedding out of dogs' stomachs for thousands of dollars. He's like, and he repeated that like at least 3 times when we were there. So my son and I get home, the first thing we do is we remove toys and bedding and pee sheets and all that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
just a bare.
Because our daughter and I, like, we had put in this like very cushy. We picked out like the perfect dog bed from Target and like put it in the back, and then we put his little
It was
toys
very
there.
poshy,
Then we put like a little cushy foam mat, and then
some
all this
twinkly lights and
we
some
put, like,
candles,
lights
some
and
candles,
and like we put like these little dog tunes where they were like roof, 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 roof.
Okay.
No, we really did set him up to feel very cushy, like
Yeah.
you would. Guys, if I'm being totally vulnerable, I felt the same way about babies, where the pediatricians tell you not to have any stuffies or any like, not too many. You shouldn't even have a blanket in their crib and all that stuff. I had a hard time with that. I'm like, you're gonna wrap them up like a burrito and put them in a stoic little crib? That's terrible. They need to be right their stuffies in their cushy. No.
Well, and then they come
they'll wrap
home.
themselves in it and suffocate. That's why.
I get that.
I just wasn't sure if you knew.
I do. But yeah, so they come home and then it's like, solitary confinement.
We
It's
felt like the boys were the worst people.
it was like
ever.
it was like, when the
We're
prison,
like, you hate him.
the prison movies, when they're hosing the prisoners down with the fire hose and it's like painful and they're naked and, that's kind of the
I think how
vibe.
we envisioned it. When we saw you put him in there, we were like, it's a plain black mat in a crate that is black, like,
He's
wire.
He's got no
He's in doggy
pictures.
jail.
He's got no pictures on the walls. He's got-
Yeah. Man, you blew out his candles. You gave him a Joe bath. That's basically what happened. You made his life into a Joe bath. Cold and small and bright.
But safe.
Safe. You can't drown in a Joe bath.
Well, you could.
Well, maybe if someone forces your head underneath.
Mm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we love our doggy. It's been
Yes,
a
we
great
do.
choice. It's fun to have. It has. It's been a great tool for character building.
That's true. A lot of learning, a lot of growing.
Yep. When you have a tween daughter, it teaches her that not everyone is going to do what she says right away, and that was one of the best stretch lessons in the first week. Was
He's not going to do it exactly what you want
No.
when you want it.
Yep. And it was like, ha, you can't fool him. He's smarter than you. The rest of us, we get weak. But he has the power. He had the kryptonite. It was just like, I need help. He's not doing what I want. Well, he's chilling. He wants to lay there on the ground and he doesn't want to run after a ball. And he just pooped and sorry.
For me, it was, a lot of patience, still learning. But
And I think you took a minute to allow yourself to get down on the floor and love him. But when you did, all of a sudden it was
1 minute.
No, but it's been fun to see you open up and embrace him and oh,
He's
cool.
pretty freaking sweet dog.
Because I've never seen you with a dog ever, really.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Maybe a hot dog.
maybe a hot dog. I've seen you roll up and embrace a hot dog.
Yes, I believe I've had a hot dog.
Have you had a hot dog? Yes, I have. Have you ever with the ketchup and the mustard? That's one of my repeated favorite lines out of the breakup movie. Anytime a hot dog is mentioned, I'm like, yes, I do believe I've had a hot dog. See it
Jennifer
if you
Aniston,
haven't.
right?
Yeah, Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston. See it.
And,
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, yeah.
Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn. There was something else I was gonna say about you said patience. Oh, I was just gonna say I didn't really know what to expect. I know we were bringing a puppy in and I think I was coming in with all of horror stories and whatever, but I felt, and it's so silly, but I think I was in trauma mode for a good 48 hours after he came home. I felt like I couldn't leave the room. It felt very much
It's
like
much
when we had babies.
A new baby.
Yes,
Yeah.
where you were just
Right.
I can't go to Target. I can't go to the kitchen. What if I move to the kitchen and they need me right? It was very weird.
It is.
It put me
It's
right
interesting.
back to
Yeah.
that I have stuff I need to do upstairs, but I can't. And I felt very confined and scared, and we made a mistake, and I was oh, this is a nightmare. And
We made him steak?
we made ham steaks, and then I was
No,
those were good.
We made him steaks.
We made him steaks and he ate them and we were jealous.
Yeah, I would be. That's
I know
bad.
we made ham steaks and those weren't good.
What's a ham steak?
A ham steak?
Yeah.
It's like a slice of ham and it's got that like,
It's not a thing.
yes, it is.
Is a ham steak really a thing?
Yes. It's poor man's steak. It's a slice of
I
ham.
thought that
You
was-
can get one at like Denny's, like a ham steak. You've never been to a breakfast restaurant where they have a ham steak?
I've never heard that
Maybe
phrase.
Cracker Barrel. I'm going to look it up online.
I've never
I think
heard
Cracker
of a ham
Barrel
steak.
has a ham steak. It is literally like a giant slice of ham and it has that thing.
The bone.
Yeah.
I get that, but I've never heard of a ham steak.
It's a ham that's in
All
a
right.
steak
Well,
form. What makes something a steak?
beef. A cow.
No, but I'm
A cow
trying to
makes
think
a
like,
steak.
okay, you have beef steak, but if you have ham steak, like what's the steak part? Like what have we decided that is? What is steak? A steak is a thick cut of meat, generally sliced across the muscle fibers, sometimes including a bone, grilled or fired. Diced, cooked in sauce.
Okay. So it doesn't matter.
So it's really just a thick cut with a bone in it.
interesting.
So there you go. Ham steak.
Well, then all steaks come with bones in them, though. So it doesn't have to have a bone in it. Anyway, we are way off topic. So I say we bring this on back
Yes.
and call it a night.
Yes.
All right. So
Sorry.
no, that's all right. Thanks for hanging in there with us. That was Lando, our newest member of the family.
Yeah, he's really great, and you may see him more in the future.
He's getting big really quickly because he's even bigger than when we got him just a couple weeks
Oh
ago.
my gosh, yeah. If you look at pictures.
But thanks so much for watching. We hope you guys tune in again real soon, and we'll catch you in another video.
Yep.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. I was gonna try to do it together, but then I was like, "Ooh, I don't really know what he's gonna say." Cause you kind of spice it up every time. So I was gonna be like, "What?" And then as soon as I was like gonna try, I was just like, "Well, let him go."
Yeah, I'm
Catch you in the next
unpredictable.
video.
I'm unpredictable.
Yes, you are so unpredictable.